So today we're going to make some scones. You can make sweet scones or you can make savoury scones. If you want to make savoury scones, you can just change the sweet ingredients. You can use grated cheese and a teaspoon of mustard powder. These are some of the scones I made earlier, and that's what you're going to make today. So what I'm going to put in here, first of all, is some 40 grams of butter. You can use block margarine, but you can't use the tub stuff, so a block like that is preferable to use. I'm also going to put in here a raising agent. I'm going to use some baking powder in mine, and this will help the scones rise. I'm going to rub that in with my fingertips. I'm also going to put in here some sugar, caster sugar I'm using. It's 35 grams of caster sugar that I'm using there, and I'm going to just mix that in with my fingertips and just make sure that that fat is well distributed into the flour evenly. And I'm using my fingertips for this, so I'm not over handling the butter, and I'm rubbing that in with the tips, with my fingertips. Once I've rubbed that all in, I'll add some dried fruit to mine. Now you can leave them plain and not add any dried fruit if you don't want such a sweet scone. I'm going to add a mixture of dried fruits. You can add sultanas, you could add raisins, you can add glacé cherries if you wish to. It's up to you, it's your preference. So once that's all rubbed in, what you'll find is that there'll be no lumps of butter in there. So I've rubbed that in, and I'll just make sure that I've got no lumps by just giving it a little shake like that. Any lumps will come to the surface, and as you can see, that's all been incorporated quite well. So now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to add my dried ingredients in there, my dried mixed fruit, and I'm going to give that a stir with my knife. I'm going to make a little well in the middle, and I'm going to put 125 millilitres of, I'm using semi-skim milk. You can use skim milk, you can use full fat milk if you wish, and I'm going to just give that a stir with my knife and incorporate. If you haven't got enough liquid, you can always add a little bit more milk. That's not going to harm, but you do want your the dough to be coming together. So it depends how much extra dried ingredients you've put in there. You might need a little bit more. So that's coming together nicely as the dough. When it starts really coming together, I will stop using the knife and I will bring the rest of it together with my hands. That's coming together nicely, and then I can just start bringing that together with my hands. Might need a tiny bit more milk in my, just to get up those last bits there. Don't put too much in. It's better to put too little than too much. You can always add more. It's harder to take it out once it's in. So once that's at the consistency that it should be, that should leave you with a clean bowl, and your dough should come together like that. I'm going to just give it a little press together to get all the cracks into the center here, so I've got a smooth top, and I'm not over handling it. You must be very gentle with it. And then I'm just going to push that down with my hands. I'm just going to a little bit more just to get rid of some of those cracks, so I've got a smooth surface area on the top. Push that down. Now I want my scones to be quite well risen, so we need to make sure that we cut them with a pastry cutter to the size that we wish them to be. They will rise a little bit, but they won't rise too much. Try not to twist it too much because that might make your scones lean to one side. So, and there you have one of my scones. and try and get as many as you can out of that first roll that you've done. I'm probably going to get 3 out of that, and as you can see they're all the same size. Now the reason I want them to be the same size is so they will cook evenly. So this is going to get me about 4 large scones, this amount of mixture. I'm just going to do the last one. And there's my scones. And then with my scones I'm going to then put a glaze of milk on the top, just brush them with some milk. This makes sure that they have a nice golden brown finish. And I'm also going to sprinkle a little bit of sugar on the top of mine, but that's up to you whether you do that or not. I just like that finished look. You can always finish off with just a dusting of icing sugar like I've done there. Right, and then you need to put that into the oven. The oven temperature is quite hot, that needs to be at 220 degrees, and you need to make sure that you use oven gloves. You need to make sure that an adult is around to supervise. And then you can leave those for about 15 minutes and just check on those and wait till they're cooked. You're looking so it's nice and cooked inside. And then you can serve those with things like with some jam or some clotted jam and clotted cream, depending how you wish to serve them. Thank you.